Thanks for joining me. This is SP the Writer. This is episode 34 of the Who Do You Think You Are podcast. My guest today is Destiny Nicole. This episode we shot a little while ago, but it's a dope episode because I actually had to have a long conversation with her. We've never talked for this long, even though we've known each other now for a few years. But we got into a few things. We got into, her leaving North Carolina and deciding to start a whole new life in Seattle, and that just kind of coming crashing down. But then the things that came out of that, we got to talk about her music. We got to talk about, how she feels about mental health and things of that nature. Super dope conversation. We even had some laugh out loud moments too. So I hope y'all enjoy the episode that is sponsored by the Inkspired Experience. Make sure you tap in on social media with the podcast at whodouyouthinkyouare.pod on Instagram and also on TikTok. And if you ever want to come to a live show, just text the word podcast to 888-549-0199 and you'll get the notifications when I'm shooting live again. Hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah.
You got a big man foot.
My foot is a 7.5. SB, you cannot even tell me that our feet look. SB, now I gotta take my shoe off. I do not have a big foot. It is small.
Okay.
You don't think it's small?
Yeah.
You don't think I have small? It's a 7.5. I wear 7.5.
Ain't
That's
that big for a
normal
woman?
size.
That's normal size for a woman? Okay, if you say so.
You want me to wear size 6?
If you say so.
I can't fit a size 6.
You made a whole entire album called In Your Feelings.
An EP, yes, I did. In your feelings.
In Your Feelings.
Did you get in your feelings when you listened to it?
I'm always, well,
Oh, you always in your feelings?
I ain't always in my feelings, but I'm always in my feelings.
Why?
Not always in a bad way.
Okay.
I'm a writer, so I gotta kind of be in my feelings. Even though I don't necessarily
I think I
wanna be.
only like to get in my feelings while I'm like writing or creating.
Right.
Any other time,
Yeah, I prefer not to.
but if you're always doing that, like you're always in creative mode, then that is understandable.
That's why I try not to write a lot. I write in big blocks. So I'll just take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever and write a show versus writing all the time. Well, I'll write little lines and stuff here and there, but yeah, I ain't got time for that foolishness.
In your feelings. That's the EP.
Checking in.
Checking in.
That's my
That's
shit.
your favorite? Oh
That's my favorite,
gosh.
yeah. What, you don't like checking in?
I feel like I love checking in. Checking in is my favorite.
Okay.
But I don't hear enough people talking. I hear Wait For Me. I hear Checking In.
I like
Then
all of them,
Friend
but-
Zone was already out, so
Yeah.
of course people love Friend Zone.
Well, I just heard
But
Friend Zone.
nobody ever says anything about Love Me No More.
Love Me No More. I forget how that one go. I just started learning the words
Love
to
Me
them.
No More, you love me, I know you do. But that wasn't a part of the arrangement. You screw me, and I screw you too. You care a little too much, and now it all has to end all because you got caught up. Love Me No More.
Is that a true story?
Everybody asks that. It is based on, those are normal words that come from a male. Those are usually words that, like, girl, you know
Right.
this was.
Right.
But I used to think of myself as like a nigga girl.
A nigga girl?
Yes. Can I say that?
Oh, you just gave me the title of the episode in the first 2-3 minutes.
I used to think of myself as a nigga girl. And so I would be feeling like, don't try to like me. Let's not do this.
Right.
'Cause that's not what this is. Get to your business. Let's go.
But were you able to stay in that zone long term, or were you like most nigga girls that say that and then later on it'd be something completely different? You like, well, I mean,
With that person,
yeah.
I don't know. I was a nigga girl.
Oh, you was a nigga girl,
I was
that
a
person.
nigga girl to the end. I thought I was gonna die, nigga girl. I thought I was gonna die, pimp.
You stupid.
I was team hot girls, team city girl all day long.
And see, I ain't never listened to them.
Well,
But I understand the nigga girl.
You know,
The nigga girl
you know what I'm
syndrome.
saying? Yeah, I'm Trina.
Okay.
These niggas.
Right.
Not really though.
Not really.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Since when?
Probably since.
Since the last nigga
No,
boy.
no. No, wait. Let me rephrase that because, truthfully, I'm still a little heartless. Besides the last nigga boy, but I'm trying to get back to it though.
Hold on. You're heartless. Besides the last nigga boy, but I thought. So he was a nigga boy, but you wanted a nigga girl at the time.
No, he caught me nigga slipping. Golly.
Where's the song about that? That's the song we need. Nigga slipping.
Nigga slipping. I gotta write one. But checking in is kind of like that.
True.
I hate the way you love me. I hate the way you show me that you care. Don't tell me you need me, because if you call, I'll be there.
See, I've been listening.
You been listening.
That's my shit.
But checking in is me saying, but I don't want this.
Right.
It's like I'm checking in like if you were to check in a mental institution, or in any other place where, you know, you're signing yourself up for rehab or something, like, all right, I realize that, or maybe somebody else realizes it for you.
Right.
This is unhealthy. This is toxic. This is something that I know I shouldn't be in. So I'm checking in. That's what checking in is. That's why checking in, and it's just so different.
Right.
That's why checking in is that's my heart.
Well, I'm glad I said that one and not the other ones that everybody else says that you'd be like,
Well,
why
I
y'all?
love all of them. Wait for me it's kind of all the same, just like any other love song. It's kind of all the same. Wait for me is the same thing. Most guys are always saying those words. I wanted to write about stuff that you don't hear from a girl's perspective. Like, you don't ever hear the girl say wait for me. Almost ever hear the girl say wait for me. That's usually the guy saying, baby, I got to get myself together, just because naturally so girls mature faster than guys, and guys just still...
Is that true?
Yes. What are we talking about? What?
I don't know.
That's me. You got on dinosaur socks right now. What? What are we talking about?
Okay, Bigfoot.
What are we talking about? Yes, guys mature slower than girls. They do. It's certain qualities though about.
Is it that girls mature? Is it that guys mature slower, or girls mature louder?
No, it's just.
Yeah,
I like what you said.
I thought I had you like.
I like what you said, but the fact still stands.
Okay.
Guys mature slower. It's just girls are quicker. Like, this, it's just our nature to be quicker. Like, we just understand better. And a part of being a woman is understanding a lot of things. And naturally, so we're nurturers. So I have to understand certain things. If I'm going to be able to nurture anything,
Right.
I'm going to be able to take care of you. If I'm going to take care of a child, I have to understand certain things. I have to be ready for certain things. Most men aren't.
True.
Which is like I love and hate it at the same time, because sometimes I wish women could slow down. Like, you do not have to think about what you're thinking about. Or in cases in relationships, like, most of the time men know what they want.
Right.
They know it's aligned. Oh, yeah, no. They see one thing, yeah, nah, I thought so, guess I thought wrong.
Right.
Women, we just think we can change everything, and that is a lie. We just think we can change everything, and that's not true.
Yeah.
We's dumb in that area.
We's dumb.
We's is dumb. I can say that, though.
Do you think you can change everything?
I think it's a natural thing to think that I can fix everything, that I can handle it all, that I can do. But no, I don't think I can.
Gotcha.
Most of the time, I'm going to try, though. I mean, got to see it through, my boy.
Okay.
I'm going to try, but...
When I do, but deep down
but
inside,
that's why I say I'm a nigga. That's why I'm still kind of am. I'm not ever gonna let it go.
I'm still a nigga girl.
The nigga girl in me will tell me, like, don't even give that the time of day. Don't even give that. Nah. You know what it is. When you see what it is, recognize what it is, and leave it where it is. Whatever you see is the truth.
Right.
So just believe it and leave it at that, instead of tricking yourself or allowing yourself that it could turn out different, and it possibly can.
Right.
It is, yeah, and there's possibilities that
Toby
it can.
and Fat.
My God, I
Prime-
heard that story. I loved it. I actually
Prime example.
I love it. I love that story though.
You say you love what?
I love their story.
Yeah, the story dope.
I love their story, super dope. But that's just like one out of a trillion people. So
Fairy tale.
Yeah, it's a fairy tale,
Yeah.
and most women like to live in a fairy tale.
This is true.
But
And she's one of the few living it out.
she's one of the few living it out. I'm trying to be the few. No, I just want it to be the right way. I want it to.
Right.
Actually, and then you gotta be strong enough to stick it out, like to see that story through.
Yeah. Yeah, because if not,
I don't got the patience. Like I don't.
She was lifting some weights with that.
Yeah, I don't think I would like to have the patience for it. I would like to try to see if it can end.
Yeah, but no.
I don't think I'm mentally like stable enough for that. Like stuff like that could drive you crazy if you're not in the correct mental state. And I can transparently say that I'm not. So y'all see me somewhere.
So who do you think you are then?
Who do I think I am? I think I am this bubbly, loving, a little off in the head, God-fearing, God-loving woman who's just learning about people, who's learning to grow up and learning about life. And an artist and a songwriter. But.
Right. And I asked you that because you said that you don't think you're mentally stable in that particular. And it's funny because I just found out a few minutes ago when we were talking about age that
I'm 21.
Right. And so to me, like that's a lifetime ago, like literally a lifetime ago. And I don't think that, well, I can speak for me. I know when I was 21, I didn't realize to even think about whether or not I was mentally off or not. And if I did think about it and by some off chance, then no, I was good. And so I couldn't make that distinction of knowing if there was something there that I either needed to fix or maybe it's just something that isn't broken, but it's there and let me acknowledge it. So how did you get to that point so quickly?
So I am a strong advocate for mental health. I believe in positivity. I believe in happiness. I believe in your mind is the control center. So wherever your mind is wherever you'll go. A few years ago, not too long ago, maybe 5 years, and I'm 21.
Couldn't have been too long ago.
I'm 21, maybe around 6 or 7 years ago, I tried committing suicide. And it was just because most people think, you're young, you don't have too much to worry about. But I grew up in church. And if you've ever grown up in church, and not just grew up in church, I was a PK, so I'm still a PK.
Right.
You have to be in the front and center of everything. Everything always has to be okay. I was a child that I'm a middle child of 4, and I always just kind of had it all together. Like I always, I'm at church, whatever y'all want me to do, I'm doing it. My grades in school, I'm behaving. I get straight A's. As I got older, they became A's and B's, but we praise God. But I was always on my stuff. But at one point in my life, it was just so much going on around me. I didn't know how to not be okay.
Right.
Like when it became time to not be okay, it was like, whoa, you're not even supposed to be feeling this. So get okay.
Right.
And that's unhealthy when you're not able to talk about why you're feeling the way you're feeling and how do you fix this and none of that. It was like I just kind of like tried to nope, you're okay. So let's just start out. And it just built until I said, yeah, I can't take this no more. And I used to not be a very talk about my feelings person. I'm still really not. I don't trust people. Like I don't trust people with my feelings. I don't ever want to feel like my problems are a burden for other people because I'm usually the burden bearer. So it was just like, yeah, let's just end it all. And then I did, or I tried, and then I said something, and then, it saved my life. Not that I'm mad about it. I don't want people to confuse my life and stuff for like, oh, she upset that she's still alive today. No, but when you go through something like that, in the moment, you don't think about after you wake up. Like, I was just ready to be done.
Right.
But when I spoke up and said, like, Mom, I took some pills. I took a whole bunch of pills. How many? Just a whole bunch.
Right.
Like, and have to go to the hospital. And now I was like, sleep for like 20. I was in a state of unconsciousness. I want to say a coma, but I was in a state of unconsciousness for 24 hours. And when I woke up, my first thing was like, ugh, like, now we gotta deal with it. Now we gotta actually deal with this. Like, and that took like a while because now you're no longer the strong person. Now you aren't okay, and everybody gets to see that you're not okay.
Right.
And now everybody wants to know, and everybody wants to fix it. And I didn't necessarily want people to fix it. I just wanted to be okay, and I wanted to deal with it on my own. And so now, fast forward to today, I can recognize when I'm not okay, and when I'm not okay, I still isolate myself because it just happens to be what I made my safe space. Like, I'm my safe space. Me and God are my safe space. And eventually I learned to talk to my parents or say, like, there's been times where I've been like, yeah, my dad, I got to sleep in here tonight. I got to sleep in here, like, for a few days because I'm just not in the mental space. So recognizing that I can't do it on my own all the time, or sometimes you're going to have to talk. I just started paying attention to my feelings more and not neglecting what I'm feeling, learning that my feelings are important too, not because I have to be better for other people, but because first I have to be better for me, because I don't want to feel this way. I'm a happy person. I like me. I'm so silly. When I'm not, that makes me feel off, because then I can't even give whatever I want to give to other people. I can't because I don't have it. And so I guess people are my inspiration to be okay. People are like why I check on me so much, because I want to be okay for me too, but I also want to be okay for y'all. And now I'm older and I'm connected to so many people, and I believe in divine connection, and I believe in shaking a person's hand, and you never know what that leads into, or somebody holding the key to a house that you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I believe in that stuff, and I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm holding, not that I have the power to, but in a sense that I'm holding someone else's whatever, because I'm in a weird space. So that's what, if that answered that question.
Yeah, definitely. I know even within the past several months, you went through some
Oh my gosh, yes.
transitions.
How did you even know that?
I mean, a couple little things I picked up on.
Oh my gosh, you so
know
pay attention.
The ins and outs, but
which was also really hard, and to be 100% transparent. For people who don't know, I moved to Seattle about 5 months ago, just to give it a shot. I'm young. I had nothing to lose. I thought like, I needed to find a career. Like, what are you gonna do, Destiny? I know what you love doing, but what is gonna stick? That jack of all trades, master of none. You know, that phrase always, and nobody ever says the second part, but that first part.
Right.
And I didn't learn that second part until after I moved back and looked it up and was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, there's
it's not that bad.
Second part.
That second part is, if I remembered it correctly, I would quote it, but I don't. So. But I moved to Seattle in hopes to find a career. I thought I'm going to be out here for at least a year was my minimum. And then 3 years tops. I'll stack my bread, and then I'll come back and I'll be able to do stuff. And then I got there and everything just seemed to be wrong. I was doing what I said I wanted. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. But I just didn't feel right. Nothing felt right. It was people I couldn't find, people that I truly connected with. And people are a part of my passion. People are a part of what feeds me. And if I can't feel like I'm being fed, what am I doing here? What is my purpose here? So it took me down a really dark road, because I kind of, like I said, I kind of felt like I've always had it together. It's not the truth, but that's a thing that I tell myself, you kind of got it. I mean, you're not got it here, but you also not at that on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But you're in a decent spot. And when I decided to move back, it felt like I was saying, it all failed. You made the wrong choice, and I didn't care that anybody was saying, Destiny, you're young. Oh my gosh, this is the time to make mistakes. I didn't care about none of that because to me, there's no such thing. There's no such what? Destiny? Oh no, ma'am. No, this was supposed to go perfect.
Right.
Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't. And when it didn't, it just kind of took me down this dark road. So then I have to come back and I have to deal with all the questions. Like, okay, how was it? It was bad. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to talk to people who don't really care.
Right.
You know, y'all just being nosy or you just small conversation. And so then trying to navigate, like I didn't have a job until 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I had been here for a little minute. And again, not having even a plan when I came back. Like I spent my last dollars on bringing my car back. It's like $1,200. It's like a lot of money.
Right.
I spent my last little bit on moving myself back here. And it was just like, what now? Like, what now? But at the same time, I had all of these amazing things happening. Like, I had created an EP while I was there, which I made the last month. Like, the month before I decided to leave, I had decided, like, someone asked me, my producer, Austin Giovanni, and Nicole, they're married, who's now my manager. She asked, I know, I hear you do a lot of background stuff. I hear, like, but nobody's ever asked you, do you want to record yourself? Nobody had ever asked me. It's nothing I, like, really thought about because all I ever cared to be was a writer and a producer.
Okay.
So, like, if I just wrote behind closed doors, gave it to somebody, and they sung it, and that's all that mattered to me. Singing in front of anybody, being in the forefront, because, again, I'm a PK. So the forefront, get me away from that. We don't want that. The spotlight, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But it pushed me and forced me. So I moved back with all these great things happening, but it just didn't feel that way. And and truthfully, I'm really just digging myself out of that headspace. Like, it's okay, now that I have a job, it just seems all better because, all right, you got something stable. You have something that sticks. Like, there's no way that they can fire you unless you go in there acting crazy. Just don't act crazy. You know what I'm saying? So now that I have, like, stability, which is what I believe, searching for, and God, of course, God is always going to be a part of my conversation.
Right.
Then that's when I felt my strength come back. That's when I felt like, all right, just go through the flow. And now I'm just learning how to navigate through this artist life because it is hard. I don't know why people do this. I don't like it. Like, truthfully, I don't. Like, learning to perform was so scary to me. Like, on my first show, I called somebody, I was like, it's going to be bad. I don't even know how to perform. I just know how to sing. I just know how to sing.
Why is it so much different from you performing?
Background?
I guess, right.
Oh my gosh, because it's more. So okay, so I've led praise and worship. That is a familiar territory. I know what I'm called to do here. I know my assignment here. I know the anointing that's on my life. I know this is you done this.
Right.
You do this. Like, you do this in your sleep. But in the secular world, you have to be entertaining. You have to be intriguing. You have to, like, give them something that I felt like I couldn't. Like, I'm not about to twerk for y'all. I don't do that. Like, that's what I thought. But I was like, I'm not about to, I don't have a two-step. I don't have nothing. I just sit in my chair and I can sing real nice. It's gonna sound good. It just, I was afraid that it just wouldn't be enticing enough. Like, your voice just wouldn't be enough. And that's what I was fearful of. Like, what I'm gonna do, because I barely know these songs too. I know all the church songs. All the church songs in the book.
So
I know those.
Right.
But when I had to learn Ain't Nobody, I just know the chorus of all of these songs. I only know the chorus. You gotta learn the actual verses.
Right.
It was a lot, and I was just like.
So you're speaking in past tense. So
now that I've done it a few times, it's gotten easier.
Right.
But I've also accepted and still learning and figure out kind of who I am as an artist. Destiny isn't gonna be twerking and all hype. That's just because it's just not her. But what I found is there's people for everybody. So when I go out and I do the little that I do a little shimmy, I might do a little pop here and there, and that's enough for people, from me. That's
Right.
enough, because you feel whatever you feel through my voice, which I'm, God bless, because I can't see it. I can't enjoy it however you feel like you're enjoying it. So, and song choice is also a thing. So now it's just like, people accept you, which I didn't think would be a thing, and I didn't know, that people would. I've watched a lot of artists in the area, and it's just like either they've been here for a super long time, or they're giving a show.
Right.
And I don't think I necessarily give a show. I just like to give me. Like that's it. Like that's all I have is me.
Right.
Like if I could go up there with sweats on,
You would.
I would, because that's just me. Like
Right.
I don't care about the other stuff, and I was afraid that people wouldn't accept that, or people, would miss that, because it's not a popular thing to be you. I don't want to be whatever social media tells me to be. I don't care about statistics. I don't care about any of that, because I didn't want this.
Right.
So now that I'm here, you just gonna get what you get, and hopefully you enjoyed it, because I'm here for a reason. So
if you didn't want it, then who did want it?
who did want it? I guess the Lord. My God, I don't know. Who did want it? There are definitely people who pushed me to this point. And even now, when people are like, "You're a star, you're this, you're that," those words scare me. Don't call me that, because I'm just me. Wherever me go, that's what I'm gonna be. Me. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. Those words scare me, because that's still the forefront.
But
Like,
what if you are a star, though?
oh my gosh!
What if you're the
I
star that
am.
everybody else is
I
saying?
am,
Right.
but I don't get to view. I don't get to experience me. Like, I don't get to step outside of my body and see, oh my gosh, girl, you is the ish. Like, besides telling myself that, but I don't get to experience what other people are experiencing. And so I just have to trust that God is leading me in the directions that wherever he wants me to go, because I do think my superpower is being me, and the fact that I put him first. That, I mean, I don't care about the other stuff. The money gonna come. If the money gonna come, it's gonna come. Preferably it comes, because we
Right.
don't want to be broke. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
don't want to make music and it not sell, because, that's my heart. But I believe I am a star. I believe I am everything that people sees. It's just nobody see the other stuff. So seeing that through all of the other stuff is hard.
How do you think people experience you in the way that they do?
This is going to sound like a churchy podcast. I really think it's the anointing. It's something that can't be described. It's just the gift that God has given me. Like, I can't explain, just like I'm sure they can't really explain like what it is when they hear me or when they listen to my music. It's just something about her that's different. It's something about you that I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but it's something. It's not like we can't pinpoint it. It's just me, and that's what I think people are experiencing. Something raw, something real. So people don't get often, but
The reason I asked you that is because I figured you would give me an answer that wasn't something tangible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's not something tangible that you have some understanding of, then why can't you then see yourself and experience yourself in the same way that they do, if you can explain why they can't even?
Because it's me. I don't know. It's me. So I mean, I guess I can I could ask him, like, all right, Lord, show me what they're experiencing. I do believe I can. I just haven't. Maybe I'm scared of that too. Maybe I'm scared to see what people see. Because that might be the truth right there. Maybe I'm scared to see it. Maybe I'm truly scared to believe that one day I am going to be this huge thing, or one day I am the difference between blah, 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 blah. Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. And like I just stated, my mental is very important to me.
Right.
I don't want to think about none of that. I just want to be. Like, if I can just be and then, like, kind of be blind and then end up somewhere, that just be great for me. Like, that would be great for me. But in this journey, you got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to think about all of these things. You got to think about.
Do you?
You do. Oh, my God. There's so many people that you can't trust nobody. You can't just. There are very few people. I won't say you can't trust anybody because I don't like that phrase either. There are very few people in my life that I can trust, that I can, or who even to decipher, who can walk with me through wherever I'm going, who can understand me when I'm feeling a certain way, or who can speak to whatever I'm feeling.
Right.
Because again, most of the time, I'm the person that's being that for somebody else. It's very few and it's very seldom for somebody to be able to be that for me. So it's like, what you like? What you think is funny? And if you say the wrong answer, I already know you're not it. I already know you's kind of slow. You's not going to be able to handle this. Like, you're not going to be able to handle me. Bump everything else. I'm a lot.
Right.
Like, my mom called me collateral one time. I'm a lot. She
collateral.
Like, a little bit. And I am, though, because in her defense, we were speaking about a position that she wanted to give me, but it was scary for her because one day Destiny could really be all in, and then the next, yeah, I don't know about this. I think I need to go somewhere else because that's just me. Now, with artistry, I wouldn't say I'm collateral with that because I know for certain. But if I feel uncertain about certain things, like you have to know how to deal with me in that state. Because I am able to be pulled out of it. I am able to be talked some sense into. I do listen.
Right.
But if I feel like you don't have enough information or enough sense for me to listen to something that you're saying, or if I feel like you're gonna tell me something I already know, because I feel like I know a lot, which is horrible. But I do.
Why is that horrible?
It's horrible in a sense because I do know a lot, but it's also so much that people can learn. But it's horrible for me because I don't want to hear what I already know. Like, I don't want to hear what I'm gonna tell myself. I don't want to hear it's gonna be okay. I don't want to hear, girl, you can just do this, do that. I know I can do that. Don't you think I thought about that? I need you to find another route and like segue me out of this because I've already thought about the other outcomes. I've already thought about the other possible ways that this could go. I need you to show me either the wrong way or tell me the bad stuff, or either find a way to tell me another route to the good stuff. Because most of the time, what I've learned in my experience, I don't want to hear that it's going to be okay. I don't want to hear that it's light at the end of the tunnel. We all know that. Yeah. Or some people don't. Some people actually need to hear that. So that's something that you have to decipher. But if we already know that, if we're already in a mental state where we know, like, yeah, there's a part of us that can sense, like, it'll be okay, then that's not what we want to hear. For people like me, sometimes I just need to live in that moment. Don't try to think about that. It's going to be, yep, you screwed up, and you screwed up bad. You want to be angry? Be angry. What you want to do now? You just want to be upset? All right, be upset. But after that, all right, let's get it together. Yeah. Now what? That's the kind of stuff that I need that people don't really, that people don't think about or, think to say in certain moments.
Outside of music and obviously God, what moves you?
People. I love helping people. I love being there for people. I love making people smile. I love being the light in people's lives. Like, that feels like purpose to me. I love being a safe space for people. I love being the secret keeper. Like, that gives me life, like, in my bed. Like, not out, because I don't like being outside.
Right.
Outside's a lot. Y'all do a lot outside. The streets, not for me.
Right.
But people give me life. True, when people are able to, like, let go of themselves and allow themselves to be raw and allow themselves to be un-okay, then that's where I step in. And then we can figure it out together. Like, that's what really feeds me. Figuring out problems, helping people. That's what makes me happy.
Gotcha. And so within that, because earlier you were saying how you left here to go to Seattle and you were trying to figure out something that would stick, right? And so, I'm hearing you talk about God. I'm hearing you talk about, your music. and hearing you now talk about people. And so those are three things that have stuck to you.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you feel like you're looking for that you want to stick that hasn't already stuck?
Me. And it may not ever. It may not ever. It's a hard truth that I, to this day, like struggle with. Like, me. I want to find me, whether that be in a companion, whether that be in a friend, whether that be in, I want to find me. And that is probably impossible because God only made one of you. Or, you know, but like-mindedness, people, you know, like just me. I want me, and I want me to stay. There are definitely friends and people I consider family that are pieces of me,
Right.
that I hold near and dear to me. Like I love them. They're always there. They are what I need in certain moments, but I want them to be everything. Which is probably a lot to ask, which is probably something. Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot to ask. I don't care.
You want what you want.
I want what I want. Now, I don't be everything else for other people. I feel like I deserve.
That is a lot. One, two. I don't think it's a lot, but it's not too much.
It's not too much.
Right.
Or even if you're not me, be able to give into me like I know that I can be for you.
Right.
Now, there are very few people that I think, you know, I'm not that, but I can't be. We just not. Nope. But for the most part, I can be anything anybody want me to be. You want me to shut up? I can sit here and shut up. You want me to be a listener? I can sit here and be a listener. Oh, you want to talk? We can talk. If you want somebody to be angry, you want a crazy person, I can be a crazy person. You want a soft, sweet person, I can be her too. Like, I feel like I can transform into all those things. So somebody need to be able to do that for me. Like,
right. And does that have to be in the form of a
human? Because y'all, I tried to get a dog, it didn't work. That boy is bad. That boy is bad.
That wasn't quite what I was gonna say.
Okay. Jump the gun a little bit.
I was gonna ask, does that have to be in the form of a romantic relationship, or could that come in the form of a soulmate outside of a romantic world?
You know, I want to say it could be outside of the romantic world, but I think I have enough friends now. Like, I have enough people that I can, like I said, they are pieces in me. So I have enough now that I can build me through them. Now I need somebody else to make me. Now I need a little boo thing. No, I'm just kidding. But that would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah. You told me how long you were in Seattle, did you? I know I asked.
It was
like
4. Okay, it was like 3.5, but I just say 4 because people try to play me.
Got you.
It's like, you wasn't even there long. You don't know. It felt like forever.
When you were, did you drive out? You drove out there, or you flew?
I flew.
You flew. On your way there, on the plane, what were your thoughts? And then, when you came back, you drove.
I flew back.
Oh, you flew back. So you shipped your car back.
I shipped my car back.
Okay. So on the way there, what were your thoughts on the plane? And on your way back, what were your thoughts on the plane? And do those thoughts matter to you right now?
Oh my gosh, on my way there, I cried most of the way. If I wasn't asleep, I was up and I was very sad. And I was I was looking at the person that was sitting next to me, and I was like, she probably thinks I'm crazy. Like, I'm just this girl sitting here crying. Like, she has no clue. Like, I just left everything. I felt like, girl, what is you doing? You just left behind everything. You left your family. You left your parents in their ministry to kind of fend for themselves, which is not my responsibility. But those were the thoughts. And now you're out to be by yourself. Not that I didn't think I could be by myself, but I am. My thought was that this was a selfish move. Like, I was doing this for me. I was finding a career. I was working everything out for me. It was the first time that I truly felt like Destiny's going to be selfish. She's going to make a selfish decision, and this is what it's going to be. And on that plane, I was like, you're doing it. But I just could not forget, like, everything that I felt I was leaving behind, the people. I was leaving behind my background, little, reputation that I had just built up like in a short amount of time, because I've only been in North Carolina. It might be 4 years now, but really I think it's 3. I've only been in North Carolina for 3 years now, and this background vocalist that you've made yourself known to become, you're also just dropping that off. Like, you're also just, and the optimistic side of me want to be like, you can record there too. Like, they can just send you stuff and you can record in Seattle. But the truth of the matter is, the way people work, if you're not there in the flesh, I mean, it's kind of like,
out of mind.
yeah, it's out of sight, out of mind. You're like, dang, I wish Destiny was here, but she's not, so we can be fine. So those are the main things I was thinking about. All of the stuff that I felt like I was leaving behind, like, and I was still kind of unsure, but I just wanted to take a leap. Like, we don't really know how this is gonna go, but it's gonna go great. That's what I'm telling myself. On the way back, I didn't cry. Oh, I was like, yes, I'm on the way home. Oh, we did it, girl. We did it. Now you can go home. We can just start over. We can just, you know what I'm saying? Right. Maybe we can just dive back in. They're going to be happy you back. Everybody going to be happy you back. Let's just go back. You can breathe now. You'll be okay. Like, you'll be around family and you'll be around people you know. It'll all be better. So those are my thoughts back. I was ecstatic. I could not get off that plane fast enough. And then, do I still think about those things?
Well, do those thoughts matter now?
Do those thoughts matter now?
Either of them.
Either of them. The whole backgrounds, my parents and their ministry will kind of always matter to me, because I feel like that's a hard life to kind of take yourself out of, because they're your parents. You built this thing with them. You've been there from the jump, like from. So that's kind of something that I feel like I may always think about. That'll always something be, even if it's in the back of my mind, it'll always be there. Concerning the BGV world, now I've realized my worth. So, excuse me, before I was building, like I was getting myself out there. I was still learning, and not to say that I'm not still learning, because I feel like I'm always learning. But then I was just really trying to get my foot in the door. I was seeing which places I could step into that people would recognize me. What could I make happen for myself?
Right.
Now that that's been established, when I come back, that didn't really matter to me anymore, because we know who I am now.
Yeah.
When I come back, I've also come back with music. And so I did it without y'all. I did it without people who didn't even add. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't care about the background, like, really. Like, I will always love singing back. Now, if Jasmine is, somebody, you know what I'm saying? If people ask me, of course I'll do it, because I love it.
Right.
But it's not like something that I'm still like, ooh, I want to sing background so bad right now. That's not really.
Right.
Like,
how'd your parents feel about your move?
They tricked me.
What do you mean they tricked you?
They tricked me. My mom was trying to act all optimistic. My dad, the whole time, he was like, you sure? No, I don't think so. Like, he was very kind of anti.
Okay.
He wanted to be supportive, and in his own way, he was.
Right.
But sometimes I can't, like, sometimes I have to chew the meats without the bone with him, because But with my mom, I felt like in the back of her head, they both knew that maybe this wasn't the best decision, because of stuff that went on, like, with the move and with, the stuff that came along with it. They kind of always had the sense like, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, I know you're excited about it, I don't think this is a good idea. But at the end, my mom, who ultimately helped me make the decision, she was like, I think it'll be good for you. And when she said those words, I was so, like, all of my unwavering was like, what? My mom said, I think this will be good for me. Time for me to go. Like, I believe her. I trust her. Trust her with my life. So she said, this will be good for me. It'll be great. Like, so she was very encouraging. She was like, this will be good. And then when I came back, it was like, I told you so. They didn't say that, but...
So that's why you say you treat is like, okay, go see for yourself.
It was like, go see for yourself. You want your child to experience life for themselves. You don't want them to always depend on you for answers. Like, So it was definitely a go see for yourself, and I saw, and they didn't have to. That was the one thing they didn't have to make me see for my. I'm just kidding. I definitely wouldn't have got the EP and the single without it. So
Right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my time being there.
Do you want kids?
Whew, I used to.
But the metaverse.
No. I used to want a lot of kids. I've watched children all of my life. I nanny, babysit my nephews, my cousins. Like I basically, helped raise them. So I've always wanted something of my own. One of my biggest fears is that because I've always been so good at taking care of children, that I would never have one. I'm like, I'm too good at this.
Right.
It's probably because you won't have one, but we'll never know. We may or may not. I don't know. We'll see. But then, after watching those children in Seattle, and they're my babies, I love them dearly. When I came back, I don't know, something shifted, and I was like,
I don't know.
I might be the rich auntie. I don't know. I might just be the rich auntie.
Right.
But I do kind of want at least one.
At least one.
At least one. But it have to be a family. I don't want to just have
Right,
a baby
right. You don't want to be a baby mama just to be a baby mama. Yeah. You want to be a baby mama and a wife.
I want to be a baby
together.
mama and that's just my baby mama and a
so
wife
stupid.
with a ring on her finger.
With
You
a
know
ring
what I'm
on her
saying? That's what I want.
When and if, I guess I should say it in that order, you have a child, right? Your family, not a baby mama. What from your situation with moving and how your parents dealt with that situation would you take from that to be able to then raise your child?
At what age of my child? Like in what scenario?
Just in general, and let's say they're more formative years of their teenage years. And the reason I'm kind of asking that is because you said, your mom kind of tricked you where she's like, okay, I think it'd be a good idea, and they let you kind of go and live your life, but then you still kind of felt like, yeah, I probably should have told me like how you actually felt and kept me here, so to speak.
I probably wouldn't do anything different from my parents. Probably would let my child experience life. My parents have done a phenomenal job raising me. They've been phenomenal mentors. They've been phenomenal even friends when I needed them to be. And so because I trust them the way I do, I would hope that my child would trust me the way that I trust my parents, so that when it comes time to make these decisions, if I feel like, and if she felt like it was unsafe, point blank period, she wouldn't have let me go. But she felt like this was something that I could learn from. Even if it doesn't turn out the greatest, this is definitely something she can learn from. I would want the same for my child. Even though I have the world, she has the world here, she wants to experience another world and figure out life on her own. Girl, go ahead. I'll be here when you come back.
Right. Do you have hesitancy now in just picking up and leaving? Or are you more open to, if you feel like there's something somewhere for you, that you may just pick up and go? And part of the reason I asked that is because the one thing that did come out of it was your EP. And we can kind of speculate, but that may have been your whole entire reason for going.
It was probably not. I'm not saying my whole entire reason for going.
Right, and so knowing that, if you have that urge, that pull where you're like, man, I need to get up and I need to go wherever it is, because it wasn't the best situation necessarily, would you be more hesitant, or would you be like, there's something over there for me, even if I got to come back?
Oh, I'll definitely be more hesitant. If I move somewhere again, first of all, I probably wouldn't want to do it by myself. That would probably scare me in and of itself. And then it would have to be for a reason. Like I had a reason, but it was like a figuring out reason.
Right.
Like if I moved, it would have to be because somebody offered me something, which I was offered something, which was the reason why I moved. For now that I'm an artist now, it would have to be something like for that, like something that's gonna take me to the next level or something.
Gotcha.
Not just, it's a better job.
Right.
No, thank you. I'll figure it out here.
What does the next level for artistry look like?
The next level for me concerning my artistry would look like either maybe collabing with someone super dope, or even being in the room, just getting in the room with those kind of people, and even just having a conversation, maybe not even creating anything,
Right.
but just being able to talk or connect with certain people that are considered above me,
Like
or
who?
are above me. Like who? Oh
Give
my
a name.
God.
Yep. Give a name.
Give a name. Kanye need to call me. No, I'm just
Say Kanye.
Kanye need to call me. I wouldn't mind working with Kanye. That is super big, but that is honestly, if we're being honest, first of all, I would have to say I'm a horrible study. I'm a horrible study of music, artists, people. I mean, you don't know who this is. You don't know who that is. This is. No, I don't.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm a horrible study, which I'm learning to get better at, but I'm a horrible study. So the people I listen to is the people I listen to. If I so happen to come across another artist, cool beans.
Right.
But other than the greats, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sit in the room, Beyonce, Jay-Z, they need to call me all of the people that's like up there.
Right.
That's who I want to call me. Now, then there's people like JoJo, and there's people like Seven. Oh my gosh, people don't think about her, but Seven, Eric Bellinger. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
phenomenal, right? Like
he's dope.
crazy. Even if Terrell show, if he asked me to come on here, oh my God, please leave me alone. Don't talk to me no more. But super dope. Like Tiffany, Carrie Hilson, people that people don't really think about anymore. Even Rayvon or Jasmine's up there now, but people didn't respect Jasmine until this last album. People didn't really like understand. Like
she popped, and then she kind of fizzled, and then all of a sudden,
it was like, now they better keep my girl where she at, because this is what she deserves. But even kind of now, if your people are paying close attention, she could even still possibly kind of fizzle out, just because she's still not really doing what the rest of the world is doing. She's been her, and she's just talking about. She's always been talking about stuff. Now, I ain't been like sit on it, but she's always talked about what she's talked about. So, anyways, I want to sit in a room with people who most people don't necessarily know, but they're the writers or the creators or the producer of some of the major things that people do know. So I want to know the people behind the scenes.
Right.
I guess that would be the next level for me, getting in a room with people who are behind the scenes.
And then once you get in the room with them, what does that do for you?
Oh my gosh, I want to vacuum everything. I want to suck in everything they're saying, all of the information, all of the everything, because they could tell me how to do this, or even if just they shook my hand and said my hand was soft and now they want to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like just little stuff like that, just getting my foot in the door and just saying that now, because now then when I'm in there, now I can say I was there.
Yeah.
And then what? You can't ask them. Right. You can't ask them. I remember meeting in Seattle. Who did I meet? I can't even remember her name right now. That is so horrible. I remember somebody who used to be like really big, a part of when Diddy was doing the making of the band.
Okay.
Somebody help me. What's her name?
Was it from the band?
Mm-hmm.
Babs?
Not Babs.
No.
It was one of the other singers, and she still does music.
Okay.
But I met her, and I remember, and it hasn't gone anywhere yet, but I have her number. And she was like, I would love for you to meet JoJo and, sing behind her. I work very closely, we're really close, and blah, 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 blah. Even conversations like that, when people hear me, for me to know that somebody in your position thinks that I'm capable enough to handle whatever,
right.
That means I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
So even if nothing takes off from that conversation or being in the room, I know I'm working in the right direction. I know my steps are still being ordered. I know I'm walking in purpose and calling. That's
Right.
just confirmation to me. To be in a room isn't necessarily to get me to the next. It's just confirmation that you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I call them mile markers.
Mile markers. I
Yeah.
like that. I'm not gonna call it that, but I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a mile marker when things like that are happening because, like you said, like if it's not happening, it never ever happens to you. Then you're just like, well, dang, am I?
Even now with singing live by myself, like I said before, I didn't think I was interested enough and yada yada yada. And people come up to me after shows now and like, you made me cry when you were singing 1+1. And I was like, girl, wow. In my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, who you miss? Like, we can talk about this. No, I'm saying. But, you know, you made me cry, or, oh my gosh, I just love your spirit. Or, oh my gosh, like, you're going to take off. Whatever you do, don't stop. Those littles, and people hear all of the time sometimes. No,
Yeah.
maybe not. But those little conversations from people who don't know me, people who want to take pictures of me. You don't know me from a can of paint. And to me, I am nobody. Girl, I'm your neighbor. You can come over. Like, I'm not nobody right now.
Right.
You know, but when they're like, oh my gosh, can we please get a picture? Can we please do this? Can we please never stop? To me, that's been my confirmation and my keep going right now. I can't stop. Telling yourself you can't stop is one thing, and then having other people tell you because it's making a difference or because they're feeling whatever they feel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you really can't stop. It's
Right.
game time. Put all gas, no brakes. We
Right.
emptying the clip, and there's no turning back after this.
Because they can feel that your thing, one of the things that sticks to you is people.
You think so?
I mean,
what do you feel when you hear me speak?
I mean, listen, I feel the same thing about a lot of people, and I was just telling my man earlier, like I don't show a lot of stuff on the outside.
You
know,
sure don't. That's
but
like
I
you
be-
need a water, and that's it.
Right.
Get a hug and a water, and that's it.
But I enjoy myself in the spaces that I'm in, and if I don't, then I just don't be there no more. And so inside, I'm having a ball. I'm pom poms. I'm cheering. I'm oh my God, this is inspirational. Like I'll hear you, and because so for instance, when I knew you as just a background singer before I ever actually saw you step into the front, like I notice everybody, whether you're in the crowd, whether you're the person that's in front on the stage, whether you're the background singers, and then of course I have videos, so I'm able to look at you, the other two guys that are on the stage, the other two girls, and I'm like, okay, who's into this, who's not, and those things matter to me because I'm always looking for inspiration. So when I hear you and when I see you doing your thing, I gather information. I don't show it in the way that some people do where they're like, oh, I need a picture, or oh my God, keep going, da da da. I just internalize it, and then it comes out when I write. It comes out when I put together a show. It
Is
comes
the mic
out.
on? Did y'all just hear? Wait, did y'all just hear SB say I'm his muse? I'm just saying that's basically what I gathered.
Indeed, indeed, and for me, it's and to be completely honest, like if I thought that your music sucked or I didn't like your voice or your music, I wouldn't have asked you to even be on the podcast.
That's all right.
Because for me to ask you to be on the podcast, then I need to, which I had already listened to most of your music anyway. I hadn't listened to the whole EP, but now I need to go listen to the whole EP.
You have to.
And then if I don't like your voice already, and then I listen to the EP and I'm like, this is trash too. Now I got to sit in front of you for an hour, hour and a half, and bounce around the fact that I don't even like your voice when you talking about your voice. So yeah, I definitely feel what other people feel. It's just that you got to completely feel it.
I have to completely feel it. When do you think? Ooh, I'm interviewing you.
When
When do you think I will feel that?
I think one thing is when you literally don't care what other people think about your artistry. And at the same time, you'll still care because I don't know any artist in the world that puts out anything that doesn't care about whether or not people enjoy it or are inspired by it, etc. But it can't be too loud. The cheers can't be too loud, because then the boos won't be that loud. Like I literally don't even. Most of the time, I'm human, but most of the time I don't even hear the boos. I don't even know where the boos are even coming from. And then when I hear the cheers, it's like, all right, cool. But at the same time, even when I sit down and write a show, that's the most nerve-wracking time for me because I'm like, damn, can I do this again? You know what I'm saying? And so like I literally will go back in my phone and thank God I have all the videos and stuff, and I'll pull up videos from the shows that I didn't even perform the poetry. You know, I have other super dope artists that do, but I'll pull it up and I'll be like, you wrote that. And so you wrote it, and this artist that's super dope figured that it was dope enough for them to actually get on stage and say it out loud so you can do it again. And so I just quiet, because all the other thoughts around me are already quiet, then that quiets in my head. So when you get to that point where it matters, but it don't matter, like for real, then you'll be able to completely experience you in your fullness.
And I think the craziest thing about that is I'm my biggest one. It's me. It's not everybody else.
Yeah.
It's me. Like I have to, when I do, and I'm getting there. I'm super close. But when I get to the point where I believe, like when I had now, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I watched Kanye documentary.
That's good.
I'm trying to have a Kanye mindset.
That's
Once
good.
I get in the mindset that I'm Destiny Nicole, like Kanye knew that he was Kanye, you're unstoppable at that level of confidence in yourself. That's what I truly believe I'm lacking, because I'm my loudest critic. Like I don't care truthfully, I don't care what nobody else thinks, because I know, I know that stuff is good. There's no doubt in my mind that my stuff is good. It's impressing myself. It's impressing myself. It's making myself.
Are you a perfectionist?
I can't say that I'm not after I just said that. Okay, well.
I just want to see if you're gonna lie.
Like I am a little bit, just a little bit.
So because you can be a perfectionist and still not let that hold you back, does you being a perfectionist keep you from putting out work? Does you being a perfectionist?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I had to get over doggone it posting a little cover,
God.
which is so easy.
Right.
Or seemingly so. It's so easy. But when you play that thing back and you hear stuff, you like, hold on, you just said, what? Hold on. Why did you even think that take was about to go anywhere?
Right.
Do it again. And it wasn't until I got to Seattle that I was just like, you're just going to do it.
Yeah.
You're just going to do it. I don't even play it back. You heard yourself when you sung it. So just post it. Because there are people who are posting who sound like doo-doo. And they're getting 5,000, 5 million likes. And you actually sound like something. And not to mention, when you do sound like something, they're not gonna pay too much attention at first anyways. So just do it.
Yeah.
I think I gotta get back there.
I'm
doing it
right,
now.
I was about to say,
I'm doing
you
it
said
now. I'm doing it now.
That was
So,
pretty recent.
yeah, I'm doing it now.
But you got to stay in that.
Yes, I have to stay in that and not let other stuff distract me from that. Or
And
even
other stuff is just perfectionist. Like you being a perfectionist.
Or even still that whole like, okay, so this is where people come into play for me.
Okay.
So I know I'm the ish, and I know I put out good stuff. I just released a single, fire. I just released an EP, fire. Numbers don't lie. Y'all niggas might, but the numbers don't. Right. Okay? And so then after that, which is where I am now, it's like unapologetically being me, unapologetically being Destiny Nicole. Because then I don't want to come across as, oh, she thinks she the ish now. Yes, I do, but I don't want people to think that in a prideful manner, because I'm not a prideful person. Like, I'm probably one of the most humble people that people ever meet. I will clip your toenails. What? I don't mind. Like, I would if you need me to, I will scrub your feet. I will lotion them. I will do that because
that's that churching.
That's that church.
That's that church.
Because we had to wash our feet.
Right,
they don't do that nowadays.
Feet.
They need to bring it back.
No, they don't.
People, they do. The people. It was a humbling.
I'm good on that.
It was a humbling thing. People need to be humbled nowadays. But I don't want people to ever think, oh, she posting so much because she thinks she did, she thinks she did, she thinks she did, she did. Now, one side of me truly believes, yes, I do. And that's why you're going to get it, because I got stuff that I want to release, and here it is, and it's good, and you're going to enjoy it. And even if you don't enjoy it, you're going to watch it, and you're going to give me that view. But the other part of me is like, yeah, no, just relax. Like, they'll see it when they see it. When you get to wherever you're going to go, like, then you'll show the world. She need to shut up sometimes.
All the time.
All the time?
Because and the reason I say that is because, so like you brought up Kanye, and so Kanye to me is the most fascinating artist of our time, and I've been following Kanye since before people knew that Kanye even made beats for Jay-Z, right? Or anybody for that matter outside of Chicago. And so now being able to see, like, that documentary just came out, that was stuff, like, I hadn't seen all of that, but I saw that in a different form years and years ago. So as Kanye started getting big, and people was like, oh my God, he's so full of him. I'm like, but he's always been like this.
Yes.
And now to be able to see, like, video of his mom and him talking with his mom and her really, like, bigging him up and saying, yo, you can be in the air and on the ground at the same time. I'm like, man. And
That's what I need to do.
right. And you
You're
can.
right. That's what I need to do.
I wish I had thought to say that, but his mom, you know what I'm saying? His mom said it, and that's what it is. You're in the air and you're on the ground at the same time. And so that way you're not tiptoeing around yourself.
Yeah.
Because other people's opinions.
Kanye's the answer to it all.
Be like Kanye.
Be like Kanye. No, seriously. That is my 2022 for the rest of my life.
Be like Kanye?
Yeah, that's my motto. Be like Kanye. Because that was so inspiring. Yeah. Like, and especially once you brought up what his mom said, you know, be in the air and be on the ground at the same time. There's a such thing as doing that.
It is.
This is what I have to remind myself. And just because you're up there does not mean you feel, because I like to think one of the unique things about me, and one of my favorite things about me, is that I have a pure heart. When you have a pure heart, it doesn't matter because you're doing things out of a pure state. Like, I'm not intentionally trying to do anything outside of be pure or give you whatever you're asking for, or do it for myself, or even if it's for myself, I don't mean any harm by it. So if you feel that,
one of the things that helped me, and I never put it into words until just now in my head, the people that would have something negative to say about your art because you're confident in what you're doing and you're putting it out, etc., they wouldn't rock with you even if you didn't. And I've always felt like that. I just never formed it that particular way until we're having this conversation.
That's true. That's good.
But so at the end of the day, they wouldn't matter anyway.
Sure wouldn't. They're probably not gonna be at my table no way. So what's the use?
You ain't gonna, cause the food that you feeding them, they ain't gonna want to eat.
They ain't gonna want to eat it, so it don't matter. And that's okay. You don't have to eat my food.
Right.
You can eat theirs.
Yeah, okay, everybody don't eat everything.
Yeah, everybody don't eat everything, and that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with not being everything for everybody. Yeah. Like, that's okay.
But be everything for the people that need you.
That need me, because they need me.
Yeah.
And if I'm giving them half when they're expecting a whole
plate, hungry.
They hungry. My people hungry right now. I mean, they should not really be hungry because I just released the EP, but they like, where's the rest? Where's some more? I don't know. I'm still writing it. I'm getting it together.
They want a 7-course meal.
Right, they want a 7-course meal. I was giving y'all a little appetizer.
A little appetizer.
I guess it is time. No, I'm just kidding. They can wait a little more. Everybody can wait a little more, but that was really good, yes.
Cool. And now that I've said it out loud and I've formulated that in my head, now I can use that to remind myself as well. So now,
remind yourself. Let's remind each other.
Yeah.
Be like Kanye.
Be like Kanye, right?
Actually, that might be what it should be there. Now I'm a nigga girl.
Listen, even if that's not the name of the episode, that's gonna be a clip for
I'm a nigga girl, yeah.
I'm a nigga girl.
I am.
Gotta be.
I am.
And be like Kanye might be just as bad.
And be like Kanye.
It might be just as bad for some people.
Who do you think you are? Kanye. Kanye Jr.
Kanye Jr.
Kanye. Destiny Nicole, Kanye Jr.
You stupid. So in the beginning, I asked you, who do you think you are? And so as we wrap up, I'm going to ask you, who do you think you will be?
Who do I think I will be? I think I will be everything that everybody sees me now. I think I will be the star that just continues to shine brighter and brighter. I think I will even dare to say be a mogul. Like, I will be one of the greats because it's inside of me, because that's where I'm going. So Destiny Nicole will be a name that you will never forget, that will always be there, even after me. I will be one of the greatest.
We got it on tape.
We got it on. Y'all heard it here first, folks.